Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's K. I am in the SAV, Kim, out of Savannah, Georgia. And in this quick training before Fun Friday, guys, I just wanted to talk to you, of course, as usual. This is inspired by many conversations that I have had recently. And what I want to discuss with you is, especially if you're in business, how you need to connect with sensitivity, but close with masculinity. Okay? Connect. I didn't spit that out right. Connect with sensitivity, but close with masculinity. Now, this is what I will say. This is not a broadcast for females. This is not a broadcast for men only, because both parties a lot of times struggle with whatever the opposite gender is good at. So for a lot of women, traditionally, stereotypically, they are affectionate, compassionate, very nurturing, right? A lot of men traditionally, just totally stereotyping here, are very much so go-getters, egocentric, and things of that nature. I don't think either characteristics are bad, so I don't say that with a negative connotation at all. But a lot of time, and women can oftentimes take on male energy. Women and men can often take on the female energy. Now, if you read business books and you study leadership extensively, then you know that it is to your benefit, no matter what gender you are, for you to take on some of the characteristics, traits, and qualities of the opposite gender, for you to really have a universal and wide reach and appeal with many different types of people. Okay, different parts of the sales conversation, the sales process, call for different characteristics from each gender, in a stereotypical way. Let me go ahead and give you an example. So basically, there are a lot of people that in my profession, especially direct sales, it is a voluntary army. Okay, people do this because they want to do it, and a lot of times people will get in it with the intention of saying that they want money, but they come from a very customer centric driven perspective, meaning they'll be like, but I also just want to help people, I just love people. So that female sensitivity, it will serve you in getting someone interested, maybe sharing information and educating them. It is very, very important, and it is crucial that you have that sensitivity aspect to you, because otherwise, how will you know what a client really wants? Okay, you have to listen to them, you have to ask, you have to engage them, you have to ask them quality questions, you have to be in tune with them, you have to hear not only what they say but what they are saying. That is where the female perspective, that sensitivity comes into place. So before you get to the cash register, the sensitivity for connectivity is crucial. When people talk to me, oftentimes they say, I feel like I've known you forever. Yeah, that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence at all. Hey guys, if you're watching on YouTube, this originally began as a Facebook Live, so please be patient with me while I shout out people like Vanessa, Carrie, like I saw Nurse Nisha jump on, Yvonne and Stuart. Thank you all. But going back to the topic, that connection part is crucial before the point of sale. Okay, you have to listen to the person so that you know what they really want. I just got off the phone with someone who just a few moments ago, she was telling me about someone in her familiar circle that she respects very much, and she bought the products that my company sells as a result of her interaction with this person. But they weren't that educated on the products. They were just offering her an opportunity to be a part of a challenge, like a competition, a contest, and they basically pushed through the presentation, did not address her concerns. And a lot of people do this. They have their end goal in mind, like, I need this much money, I need this many people to sign up, or hey, I know what's best for you, so just trust me. But they're not really listening to the prospect to hear their concerns. That's a huge miss. If you're running your business like that, then you're kind of just like bullying people through like the mafia. Okay? Don't do that, because people will end up resentful of you. Okay, and you'll never know why oftentimes. And a lot of people do this. Like, they can close, they can get people on their team, but it's really just a revolving door of clients, a revolving door of people, business partners, and people are coming and going and they have no clue why. And they're just going like, I'm just going through the numbers, I'm just going through the numbers. They're bringing people in, but people are leaving, and no one's giving them the feedback, because they have that just a very strong energy of, I just need to push through, a very strong masculine energy, to where they're not listening to you. So when people understand that you're not listening to them, guess what they do? They stop talking. Okay, so you've got to have that female sensitivity, that sensitivity part in the beginning to have that connectivity. Naomi, please get with your rep. I'm actually doing a training on something totally different. Okay, so if you were in my group, you would know exactly when to use the drops. And if you're not in my group, that explains why you don't know it. Get with your rep and they will tell you that. Or you can, like, when I'm trying to do a training on a specific topic, I stay on that topic, so I don't answer product questions. So guys, now after you connect by hearing people, not with your ear, but with your heart. I have a mentor, and I absolutely love when he trains on this, because he'll stand in front of the room and he'll write down, how do you hear? How do you hear? And he'll write down the word hear. I was about to misspell it. H-E-A-R, right? And then people always say, oh, in the middle, heart, oh, in the middle, ear. But he puts a T on the end. And he's like, no, you hear with your heart. Guys, that's what you have got to start doing. I know so many people that people reach out to them with one goal in mind, but they do not help that person as best they can because they are responding with their goal in mind. Don't do that, okay? So connect with sensitivity. Now, close with masculinity. Now, this is where a lot of people, like I said, a lot of men miss the connection part. A lot of women miss the closing part. I love closing. I love both parts, quite frankly. I love talking to people like I've known them forever. I love finding out about them, learning about them. But I love closing. I love getting paid. I love money, and money loves me. And I don't make any apologies for that, okay? But close with masculinity. Now, when I say this, I mean take authority. People like to be led. And many people, like I recently heard Mel Robbins speak, many people, their brain, the way the brain is wired, it will stop you from doing stuff that is out of the norm. Even if it is in your best interest. Do any of you know what I am talking about? Comment below if you know. If you've ever stopped yourself from doing something that you know is in your best interest, and then later on said, why did I do that? So that happens all the time. If you know this about people, and I say this all the time, sales is really more so mental. It's about psychology and human behavior. If you know that the majority of your people, even if you provide them with the solution that they say they are seeking, if they're going to stop themselves from taking action on it, then you have really got to step up your game in the authority department and help them help themselves. That's what you've got to do. So when you close, this is not the time to be timid. This is not the time to be passive. This is not the time to be meek, mild, and lowly. Okay? This is none of that. This is the time to take the lead and help them, to help you provide them with what they need. Okay, so I love, and I needed a lot of help with this. Now I will tell you this, I'm not big into astrology, but I am a Gemini, and from what I know about Geminis and what other people who are super duper into astrology tell me, we Geminis have a duality in our personality, and I definitely find that does play out quite frequently in a lot of my interactions. I am clearly a female. I love being a woman. I love men, but I do have a masculine energy from hanging around a lot of men, from always being a tomboy. And I'm not one of those girls who's like, where my girls at? I need a shoulder to cry on. That's never been me. So I think in this space, in the business area, it does help. I can very easily switch from female sensitivity to masculine energy as it relates to going from the connection part to the closing part, more so than most women. And so I'm thankful for that. But to really kick it up into high gear, I'm serious. I strongly advise a lot of women, start to watch male presentations. Start to watch male closers. It can be obnoxious. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. They can be pretty obnoxious, sexist, chauvinistic, all of that. Don't worry about it, though. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, okay? You are not their audience. I'm just like this. When I look at men versus women, there's a huge disparity in what men get paid and what women get paid. And oftentimes that is, it's for many, many reasons. But one of those reasons that I do not want women to ignore is the fact that men go after what they want unapologetically. And I love that about men. And I seek to possess that same quality. So when I listen to people like Dan Pena, like Jason Capital, like Dan Locke, and I see them getting together, all their dudes at the event, and they're barking and they're and they're doing stuff the way you're like, really? Like I said, women shouldn't go to those events and get offended because you're not their target audience. You're not their target market. However, you will see a sprinkle of a few women in the room. You know why? Because they get it. Men have a certain something in their mentality that allows them to unapologetically go after what they want, whereas a lot of women are trained not to do that. So a lot of women in business, I speak to plenty of women who find themselves not operating their business like a business, but more so like a charity or a sorority. They have a lot of friends, but their finances are still funny, right? They have a lot of people that they listen to, but they don't have a lot of people that they close. That is a huge miss. You got to really be successful, to offer people something that they say they want, to offer people a solution, and to have them be happy to do business with you. You've got to understand the duality in those two energies. You have to connect with sensitivity. You've got to really listen to people, but you have to close with masculinity. People like to be led. And if you do not develop the skills, the traits, the characteristics that will allow you to do both, you will not have a business. Okay, you will not have a successful business. I say the same thing all the time, and very few people really truly listen to me. But the majority of people who come to me for assistance as clients, they didn't first find out about the products or the opportunity from me. They found out about it from someone else who they are now disenchanted with, someone else who doesn't understand how to truly, like I said, connect with that person and close them so that they continue along the path until they ultimately reach their goal. That's why they come to me. But if everyone started working toward this and got out of their feelings, like, I don't like how he said this, I don't like how he did that, I'm telling you something. Study the closers that are closing and do what they do. Study the people that are connecting and do what they do. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a female, you really need to understand that you want to connect with sensitivity and close with masculinity. Trust me, when I really stopped being hard-headed and I paid attention and I got that, then that's when my pockets started getting fat. All right. If you liked this, then share it with someone you know. If it's anybody on your team or somebody in your close circle who is in my profession, or even not, it could be a traditional brick and mortar business and you think they need to hear this message, share it with them, tell them about it. Click that subscribe button on YouTube. I appreciate all of my YouTubers. Love y'all so much. Click the red subscribe button and the bell to the right, ding dong, so every time I upload a new video, you will be the first to know. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.